Bonjour, meine lieben Leute, und willkommen zurück bei Fontaine Archon Quest Akt 4. Die letzte Folge. Endlich bin ich soweit. Endlich kann ich weitermachen. Wir müssen alle Kino begleiten. Irgendwo hin. Und jetzt steht sie zum Ausgang, aber wir müssen irgendwo hin hier. Und ich habe gar keine Ahnung, was jetzt läuft. Aber wir werden jetzt rausfinden, was läuft. Hoffentlich. Ich hoffe, dass wir das nicht erst in Akt 5 rausfinden werden, sonst werde ich schon weinen. Ja. Ich würde einfach mal sagen, wir gehen raus zu Alechino und ja. Ich habe letzte Folge festgestellt, dass ich Alechino viel zu viel vertraue, dafür, dass die eine der Elf ist. Aber egal. Es geht schon irgendwie. Mal schauen, wie es weitergeht.
I'm glad that you were willing to come with me. Of course, child was just an excuse. I have no interest in your dealings with him.
That's what Paimon thought.
Was möchtest du sagen?
You lent your aid to the children of the House of the Hearth. As their father, I would like to express my gratitude.
Keine Ursache. Das finde ich echt lieb. Hast du noch etwas anderes zu besprechen?
That was all. Formal topics should be discussed in formal settings,
Sie hat
and
echt eine
informal
schöne
topics in
Körperform.
informal
Wieder mal.
settings. I know you just returned from the fortress of Mehr. Relax. I have no intention of trying to get anything out of you. Linny, Lynette, and Flammen are still there, and I trust their judgment and abilities.
Okay.
They've all been working very hard and have always done all they can to fight back against anyone who tried to stop them, especially Linny.
You mean Ridesley. He's a tricky one to deal with. It's unfortunate that Linny's so eager to prove himself that he can't learn to rely on others, including me. By the way, and you can just consider this a bit of idle gossip, but what's your impression of Farina?
Gute Frage, ich weiß selbst nicht.
You are outside of our disputes, and the freest person in all of Fontaine, able to move around most easily. Allow me to share my perspective with you.
Das ist gut, aber irgendwie nicht so.
And that's everything that happened during the trial. Master Child was declared guilty and immediately transported to the fortress of Meropide.
Didn't he say he was coming here on vacation? Does he not feel an ounce of shame for all the trouble he has caused?
Frage.
Forget it. He did give us an opportunity. I will be meeting someone shortly.
Do you require help with any preparations?
No need. I will take care of it myself. I need to meet with Farina, the Hydro Archon. She is at the heart of Fontaine. But what's fascinating about her is that she often seems more like a celebrity than a working Archon.
Oh? Come over here, you little critter, you!
Ist das Alechino? Wenn das Alechino ist, dann sieht sie wirklich gut aus.
You
Jesus.
dare to run from me? Stop right this instant!
My goal is just to discover the location of the Gnosis. But I didn't expect the chance to approach Farina to be handed to me on a silver platter. This is so easy, it's actually making me a bit suspicious. Anything left unguarded is usually just bait. But no one will blame someone for taking the bait. After all, from the moment it was attached to the hook, the bait is meant to be sacrificed. It's just as I guessed in the
Wenn das
second
wirklich
before
Alechino
I
ist, dann
struck.
dann crushes
The
ich
Hydronosis
dran
is
ein
not
bisschen
currently
mehr.
held by the Archon. In fact, this Archon doesn't seem like a god at all. And I sense that she's under some kind of curse.
Kann sein.
Who are you? And what are you trying to do? Please don't kill me!
The fear in her pupils is genuine, so perhaps she's not bait after all. Either way. I left the scene with ease. Nobody came looking for me, and nobody could serve as a witness to my near assassination of Focalor. I suspect even Farina dares not mention this incident to anyone. Not long after, my informants confirmed what I had guessed. After returning to her quarters, Farina quietly cried alone. She was so scared that she could not sleep that night, nor could she even bring herself to eat her cake.
Hat das
There's
was
no
zu tun mit
doubt
dem
that
Weinen,
there's
was wir im
something
Brunnen
wrong with
hören?
her. I began to entertain the possibility that she is not the true Hydro Archon. Perhaps Udex
Alter, das
is
wär ein
actually
Twist.
the genuine article.
Das kann
I
sein, aber
have to
das
find
ist
the
ein großer Twist.
Gnosis. If the Neuvillette hypothesis is correct, he is probably in possession of it. Alternatively, it might have been hidden in a place that's hard for ordinary people to access.
Und das wäre...
Yes, Father.
My dear children, please speak.
News from the fortress of Mehr. Master Child has gone missing. On top of that, the contacts and guards we bribed at the fortress have all gone quiet as well.
Probably the handiwork of that Ridesley.
I'm afraid so.
This is a good opportunity. The value of a harbinger is much higher than most would imagine. We now have an excuse to exert diplomatic pressure on the Fontaine authorities. Set up a meeting for me. I would like to meet the Hydro Archon and Udex Neuvillette. Oh, and I have an additional mission for you three.
Yes, Father.
Tartaglia's disappearance was not a part of my plan, but I can use it to make a breakthrough. With this as my excuse, I can ask for an official audience and continue my investigation of Farina and Udex Neuvillette. The initiative belongs to the House of the Hearth. My wish to investigate the fortress of Meripede will be a front. Linny and his group will be responsible for the actual intelligence gathering.
Klingt logisch, I guess? Bin durcheinander. Ja, durcheinander.
You should know the rest. Linny's group is quite close to you,
Alex,
so
nein.
they wouldn't have hidden anything from you.
You attacked the Hydro Archon?
It wouldn't mean anything, even if you shouted it from the rooftops. After all, even Farina herself is still pretending that nothing of that sort.
Nein, ich bin gegen Kopf
Alright
gegangen.
then.
Nein.
I've now
Ich mag
had
alle
two
Kinos Stimme.
chances
Ich
to
will, dass sie ein
enjoy
bisschen
tea
mehr
with
redet.
Farina. I have to say, the leadership of Fontaine is even more inscrutable than I had imagined. I once surmised that Udex Neuvillette must be the Hydro Archon, but now, that doesn't seem right to me either.
Wie bist du zu diesem Schluss gekommen?
I am a servant of Her Majesty the Tsaritsa. Over my years of service, I've learned how a real Archon conducts and carries themselves. Whether Udex Neuvillette or Farina, neither fits the bill. It's hard to imagine either of them as the Archon.
Okay.
Of course, that is all just how I feel. Gut feelings often do not require justification.
Das ist wahr.
It is, however, quite amusing to me that after all my years working in intelligence gathering, I've come to realize I am at a complete loss regarding the identity of the god of the land of my birth. Don't you think Fontaine is quite intriguing? A catastrophe looms, yet many secrets have yet to rise to the surface. It looks like Fontainians will have no choice but to save themselves.
Ja.
Ultimately, though, one must survive in order to do anything else. Should the need arise, I would be happy to cooperate with you. You don't need to commit to anything right now, of course. I have a feeling that the situation will continue to evolve, and as your name is often connected with noble deeds,
Das ist eine
I'm
Viet.
sure we will work together someday.
Eine Viet.
He certainly returned quickly. You must want to catch up with each other, so I'll leave you to him.
Sie sieht wirklich sehr, sehr cool aus. Mag ihr Design fast mehr als gerade, nur fast.
Neuvillette, is it over?
For now, yes. But this issue will prove quite thorny in the long term. I'm concerned that sooner or later the prophesized events will occur. Thank you for protecting Farina.
Darf ich fragen, was da unten passiert ist?
To put it simply, I used my power to force back the primordial sea and reseal the sluice gate.
Bei uns ist die Sache so gelaufen. Letztes Jahr von dem Treffen mit Alechino.
So as expected, the knave has turned up the pressure on Farina. She's trying to feel her out, though I'm still unsure as to her motives.
Darf ich dich etwas fragen?
Permission granted.
Bedeutet das, dass du eine tiefere Verbindung zu dem Hydro-Archon hast?
Whoa.
Hydro-Archon.
It can't be that you're the real Hydro Archon, right? But that's just a speculation on our part, though.
Entschuldigung?
Can't tell us? Then that's okay. We can talk about something else. We won't try to force you.
If by the phrase "you guys" you are referring to Farina and I, then although I'm not sure just what you are trying to imply, I must clarify that I do not share her positions on a multitude of topics.
Es ist dir gelungen, diejenigen zu schützen, die geschützt werden sollten.
I believe so. The fortress has a long and complex history. It has seen much grief and suffering. And now, another catastrophe will soon be upon us. I mourn this turn of
Es wird
events.
gleich anfangen mit Regeln.
Huh?
Ja.
Why is it raining all
Der
of a
Drache, der
sudden?
weint, ne? Plötzlich wird der klare Himmel bewölkt, der Regen beginnt zu fallen und wird immer stärker. Dieser Nieselregen verwandelt. Und kurz zuvor hat Universum seine Trauer Ausdruck verliehen. Das erinnert mich an dieses Kinderlied und an das, was Rimini sagte. Es heißt, dass einmal ein Hydrodrache in Fontaine gelebt hat. Jedes Mal, wenn er weint, verdunkelt sich der Himmel und es fängt an zu regnen. Universum, bist du etwa...
You may be closer to the truth than you think.
Oh?
Entschuldigung?
And what are you thinking?
Er ist der Hydrodrache.
The dragon of... what? Huh?
Please do not be so surprised. Farina?
Neverlet? Neverlet, are you listening?
Ich glaube nicht.
My apologies.
We were just guessing randomly. We didn't guess right, did we? You're not actually the dragon sovereign of water, right?
You guessed correctly. I sincerely hope you'll
Er
be
ist
able to keep
wirklich der
this a
Drache.
secret for me.
Right, of course. We'll definitely help you keep it a secret. There's still something Paimon wants to ask you, though.
Und es wäre?
Please, go ahead.
Well, if you are the dragon sovereign of water, and you were able to force back the primordial sea from the fortress,
Ja.
then since Fontaine's prophecy is all about seawater, couldn't you just use your power to solve the crisis?
None of the currently living dragon sovereigns in the world, myself included, possess our full dragonhood. They say that when the first usurper arrived on Teyvat, they seized a part of the dragon's power. Today, that stolen power is the basis of the Archon's authorities.
There are 7 elemental archons and 7 matching dragon sovereigns.
The dragon sovereign of water who lived through that era perished a long time ago. As their successor, I know far less of that part of our ancient history. In any case, I believe I will not be able to do much unless the Archon disappears and returns their elemental authority to me. Given the status quo, however, I would recommend finding another way to deal with the prophecy.
Oh, so even you can't solve it.
I still have some urgent matters to attend to at my office. If you have any more questions regarding ancient history, you are welcome to discuss them with me at a later time.
Please go right ahead. There's a place that Paimon wants to go too. Traveler, why don't we pay another visit to the fortress of Meripede?
Gut.
Paimon, we'll see you another
sorry.
time.
Sorry, Paimon, ich
Take
wollte dich nicht
care.
unterbrechen. Okay, wir gehen jetzt mal zurück zu Fort Meripede. Habe ich das richtig verstanden? Ja, und... Irgendetwas... Okay. Wir haben eine Sachen, um zu untersuchen. Ich dachte eigentlich, die Quest wäre jetzt zu Ende. Ah, wir sind jetzt bei 14 Minuten. Ist gut, dass es noch nicht zu Ende ist, aber... Was? Ich werde zum Gefängnis zurück und fahre über die Situation der anderen. Ah, okay. Hey, ihr beiden. Lebt ihr noch?
You guys are back?
Crystal, Laveroon!
You guys didn't get caught and thrown back down here, right?
Huh? No, not at all.
And here I thought you'd managed to escape from jail during all the commotion. I'd held you up as legendary jailbreakers, but now you're telling me you just never left?
We're sorry, but we just had some business to take care of.
All right. There's no need to get caught up in the details. We're just relieved to see you. He was super worried about you, you know.
Hey, it wasn't just me. Weren't you super worried as well?
Something like that, yeah. I was also transferred to work in the kitchen a few days ago. I can still hear Quisto mumbling to the carrots. Are those two all right? Do you think they made it out alive? Whenever he'd say that, I'd tell him I'm sure they're fine. Wherever they are, they're kicking back with drinks in hand, enjoying the lovely scenery.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with worrying about your prison pals. Is there? I mean, considering how they always love listening to all my gossip.
These two. They sure are a lot warmer and friendlier than when Paimon first met them.
Mit euch beiden brummt die Kantine sicher richtig.
Oh, well, if you say so. I'll be watching you to make sure you finish every last bite.
Hey, was haben wir denn noch? Hier haben wir einen Moment des Friedens. Hier haben wir... Steht nicht mehr dabei, wer es ist. Das hier sollte Sidrin sein, glaube ich. Deswegen, ich bleib noch hier unten. Ich gehe mal hier zum Mahlzeitdings. Zur Kantine. Ins Büro müssen wir auch deswegen zum Schluss machen. Chlorant war hier. Wer ist denn noch hier? Ah, Sidrin ist hier. Okay. Okay. Ah, das ist das Krankenzimmer. Da ist dann vielleicht Lini, Lynette und Frimini.
Sidrin!
Hi.
Traveler! Paimon, you're back!
Yep.
Are you still doing alright? Did either of you get hurt?
Keine Sorge, wir sind voll auf.
We're fine, but what about you guys? It was such a huge mess. How bad was it? A few people sustained superficial injuries, but that's about the extent of the damage. Monsieur Nervulette paid us a visit. It was all thanks to him that we managed to suppress the crisis for the time being.
Okay.
Of course, we must also thank you for the help you provided. How did Nervulette know that he was needed here? Well, Monsieur Nervulette has strong resonance with the hydro element. When the water level rises, he can feel the waves produced.
Okay.
I ran into the bombshell bros while bandaging the injuries of the wounded. They were mumbling the whole time about how you just ran down without a word.
Alles gut.
I'm so relieved to see that you're both alright.
Wir kommen aus einer Welt, die keine Sau kennt.
If you're not too pressed for time, please stay with us a few more days. Just let me know if you get a craving for any particular dish, so I can have Mr. Walsey get your meals prepared. Oh, and please feel free to visit the infirmary for a break at any time.
Okay.
I'd like to take the opportunity to spend some more time observing your facial muscles as well. Your happy smiles are quite contagious, you know.
Süß.
They're so memorable, and I've missed them immensely while you were gone.
Ich weiß nicht, das sollen wir oben als letztes machen. Weil wir haben noch das und halt oben. Oben sind wahrscheinlich Lini und Lynette und hier unten ist Ricey. Ah, komm, wir gehen zu Ricey. Wir sind gerade hier unten. Wir gehen zu Ricey. Dann danach gehen wir hoch. Ich bin gespannt, was er zu sagen hat, tatsächlich. Aber diese Cutscenes, also... Ich hab's letzte Folge schon gesagt. Oh mein Gott, Alter, warum bin ich so müde? Ich hab's letzte Folge schon gesagt, ich finde sie extrem krass. Also sie haben wirklich krass gut übertrieben. Steht der unten? Ich hab ihn unten nicht gesehen, wartet. Nein, sie sind wirklich sehr krass gut an dieser Stelle. Ist er hier unten? Hallo? Sind sie... Ah, hier... Ah, nein, die sind die beiden. Okay. Und dann noch hoch zu Lini und Lynette wahrscheinlich und dann müssen wir
Jurier, Miss Seishween told me you still haven't eaten.
Yeah, I was working on something, so I forgot.
That's no excuse for... Huh? What's you two?
Yep.
Jurier, Lurvine, we're back!
Hello there. It's been quite the mess here recently. How have you been?
Danke, uns geht's gut.
And you? Are you still taking the secret passageway from the infirmary to work on the ship?
Yep. That is still top secret, though. So don't say a word to anyone.
Roger.
It can be a bit annoying when there are lots of people in the infirmary, but I still prefer taking that route over the one from the Duke's office.
I mean, the infirmary does make it easier for you to slack off.
Oh yeah? Then why are you also here
Och
so
nee,
much?
haltet die
You're
Schnauze.
just using your jobs as a cover for your relationship, aren't you?
Not at all!
Ja, what the f... Einmal, das war ja von 0 auf 6000, Alter. Oh mein Gott, Paimon, ich liebe dich. Ich liebe Paimon so unendlich. Oh mein Gott, was war das denn hier? Für euer Täschelmäschel, Alter. Oh Gott, aber stellt euch das mal vorne, die beiden, also was ich liebe, das neckt sich, das wissen wir ja alle. Sie streiten sich ja dauernd, also. Paimon so, ja, Täschelmäschel. Ach du Heilige. Der war nicht schlecht, Paimon, der war nicht schlecht. Du hast einen Oscar verdient. Ja, wir gehen zum Krankendings. Im Sektor.
Take it easy.
Ach, Paimon. Ich liebe Paimon. Manchmal liebe ich sie wirklich. Oh Gott. Hier 3.
Now guess, what suit will this next card be?
A bare-teeth cat?
Well, well, look who it is.
Traveler, Paimon.
Yep.
Hello, everyone.
Looks like you're recovering nicely from an A.
Thanks to everyone's support. Oh, right. I managed to work up the courage to thank Miss Clorand in person.
Das ist süß.
Whoa, how did she react?
Backpfeife.
She told me that it was nothing. It was as if saving a life wasn't a big deal to her at all. She also told me not to worry about it.
Miss Clorand.
She didn't want to stress you out, that's all. She's right, and it's best not to dwell on it.
Yeah.
Okay, but check this out. We went back to the opera house and we met the knave.
You met Father? Did she say anything to you?
She said a few things that were, a bit hard to understand. And also that she's looking forward to working with us in the future.
Ich war schon ein wenig überrascht.
Her attitude towards you is even better than what we'd imagined. That's fantastic. You should believe her. She has her own way of doing things, and she'll do everything in her power to help those she considers close, which now might also include you.
Wenn sich Verena jetzt nicht runter machen, sie ist immerhin die Göttin,
Father is
aber...
very capable and also trustworthy. Oh, Paimon just remembered that she thought Linny was a bit too proud as well. She said that you should learn how to rely on others sometimes.
Got it.
That does sound like something that Father would say.
Hey!
Ich frage mich nur, warum sie
Are
eigentlich nur
you going
Vater
to stay
nennen.
here for the next few days? Looks like it, yeah. Excellent. I will host a tea party. For real? Then Paimon wants another serving of cake. Another implies that you were already served some delicious cake while you were up there. How lovely. Well, next time, you're going to have tea and snacks with
Oder ein
us.
Tiramisu. Oh, jetzt hab ich Hunger. Scheiße. Okay, ich sprich mit Risley. Jetzt bist du zu Risley. Okay, hab ich... Oh, Vorderknopf. Jetzt verstehe ich. Okay, jetzt gehen wir zu Risley. Ups, egal. Und dann ist fertig. Nehme ich an. Ich weiß, es ist jetzt nicht markiert, aber ich glaube, wenn wir reingehen, dann geht's schon. Alter. Ich freue mich auf... Kommt noch Story-Quest? Ich glaube, es kommt noch Story-Quest. Wenn noch Story-Quest kommt, also Archon-Quest kommt, dann bin ich so ein bisschen hyped drauf, ehrlich gesagt. Risley? Ah, Risley ist da. Risley, hi.
Do my eyes deceive me, or did I just see 2 inmates come back after making it to the surface? Some strange winds blowing of late.
We wanted to see how the fortress is doing. Is everything still all right?
We're fine, for the most part. Neuvillette came down and took care of the worst of it.
If that's the case, why don't you just ask him to stay here?
Oh, yeah, what a brilliant plan. Let's go convince the Udex himself to exchange the Courts of Fontaine for a puddle of water in the middle of nowhere.
Das wird wohl nix.
He came here in a hurry and left without even stopping for a cup of tea. He did remember to take Miss Sigewinne's gift with him, though.
He sure sounds super busy.
Miss Clorand has left as well. She also took her gift from Miss Sigewinne.
Were the gifts milkshakes?
Neuvillette got the milkshake. Clorand received lipstick instead.
Cool.
Those aren't even remotely alike.
Well, it's Neuvillette's own fault for making Sigewinne worried about his health by working so much. But besides that, our head nurse is still pretty fond of picking out beauty products for the ladies. Oh, and I have some gifts here for you as well.
Are these from Sigewinne too?
Nope, they're from yours truly.
Okay.
You've already wrapped up your work at the fortress, so you can return to the surface at any time. You haven't yet served your full prison term, however, so you may continue to use your cell until your term is up.
For real? Then we could stay here for a really long time?
Inklusive Verpflegung.
You may access the cafeteria for free.
Hooray!
Just remember to come complete your paperwork once it's time for your release.
Okay. Gut. Okay, es geht noch weiter. Okay. Wir müssen es ausholen. Okay. Ah, das ist wahrscheinlich das Ausschlaggebende, würde ich sagen. Seht ihr, wie das laggt? Ich kann mich nicht mal mehr teleportieren hier. Hast du gelaggt? Ich muss wirklich der Sache auf den Grund gehen. Wirklich, es nervt mich extremst. Ich hoffe, dass ich für die Neviat oder die Risley Quest wenigstens ist. Also, dass es vor dem nächsten Akt sozusagen gut läuft. Und ich hoffe auf einen Legendenauftrag von Alechino, weil, hallo? Ich will mehr erfahren. Diese Frau ist interessant. Ist Alechino eine Frau?
Take it easy.
Dieser Mensch ist interessant. Dann werden wir mal genderneutral. Ich glaube, es ist besser bei Vater mit Brüsten. Ja, egal.
We're back in our cell again. We're no longer prisoners though, so it really doesn't feel the same.
Es fühlt sich so an, als hätten wir unsere Freiheit wiedererlangt.
Being free sure feels pretty special now.
Raimon, möchtest du irgendwas sagen?
Huh? How did you know?
Wenn du normalerweise sofort ins Bett gehst.
Hey, that's not true! Alright. Okay, Paimon just wanted to say that we really are an amazing duo after all.
Das ist wahr.
It's like, we've now gone to so many places together and become friends with so many
Bitte,
people.
Paimon, spiel dich beide.
We've never stopped traveling or stopped meeting new friends. There are so many bad things in the world, and we're just two people, but
Das
we've
ist so
still been
süß.
solving
Oh mein
problems no
Gott.
matter where we go. Isn't that pretty cool?
Wir sind eben die allerbesten Abenteurer.
You're counting Paimon today? Aren't you the only adventurer here?
Eine Reiseführerin wie du zählt genauso.
Then let's ask Catherine to give Paimon an adventurer handbook as well. Paimon will also be an adventurer from today forward.
Wenn ich Paimon Gems bekomme, dann gerne.
Paimon giddy. Paimon's gonna crash, so you sleep soon too. The last time we fell asleep here, we woke up to a whole mess outside our cell. The primordial seawater nearly rose up. That was so scary. We should be safe now, right?
Nein, wird's nicht. Du kannst beruhigt schlafen.
Alright then. Good night to you, Traveler.
Gute Nacht, Paimon. Die ersten Bewegungen verkünden letzten Jahr, leck mich doch. Was zur Hölle? Was war das gerade? Bitte sag mir nicht, dass das unser Endgegner wird, sonst weine ich. Tränen, Blut und Schweiß. Na ja, egal. Wir sammeln mal kurz unsere schönen Sachen hier ein. Ah, tut das gut. Und hier können wir auch einsammeln. Wunderbar. Okay. Okay, okay. Ich bin durcheinander tatsächlich. Was ist jetzt hier? Ah, wir können jetzt hier die... ja, wir haben noch hier schön 2 Aufträge, die wir machen können. Und die werden auch noch gemacht. Deswegen kommt auch jetzt Genshin fast jeden Tag, damit das noch alles fertig wird. Aber ja, das war so interessant. Deswegen, vielen Dank fürs Zuschauen an dieser Stelle. Ich hoffe, ihr seid auch beim nächsten Akt wieder dabei. Ich versuche auch diesen Akt sofort aufzunehmen. Am Release-Tag selbst noch. Ich würde mal sagen, vielen Dank fürs Zuschauen. Und wir sehen uns dann bei der nächsten Folge wieder. Bis irgendwann, wenn Genshin weitergeht. Vielen Dank fürs Zuschauen. Bis zum nächsten Mal. Tschüssikowski.